The show can't start until we crack open a bottle of Revelton. Whether it's their crisp, clean vodka, the bold spice of their rye whiskey, the rich smoothness of bourbon, or the original honey whiskey that started it all, every pour is a taste of craft and passion straight from the heart of Iowa. So pour yourself a drink, settle in, and get ready to relax, laugh, and enjoy the show.
Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
From the top rope, kid and kill the roar so loud. Black and gold waving, we're a fearless crowd. Under them lights, the fight burns bright. Greatest team assembled, ready for the fight. We stand tall, we stand true. Every game, every play, got the Hawkeye view. Legends rise, and we all knew that the black and gold's coming straight for you. From a top view, seen the whole state rise. With a heart so strong and fire in our eyes. On the field, on the court, in the stands, we shine. The best in the game, and the state is mine. Cover Hawkeyes, mugging, watch them break that press. Dropping dimes, hitting threes, never second guess. Full court hustle, hit the sneaker side. With the fight in our veins, we wear that pride. We stand tall, we stand true. Every game, every play, got the Hawkeye view. Legends rise, and we all knew that the black and gold's coming.
All right, good evening. Another edition of Hawks Eye View. Andrew Barber here with Drew Shipley. Wait, that's Bill Blank.
This is not
He looks
Drew
a little
Shipley.
different tonight. A little different.
Much better looking. I'm classing the joint up. I already know. That's why they
Yeah.
call me. You
Yeah.
want to class up your show? I'm the guy you call.
That's why we called you in last second. So thank you for doing that. I told you that before the show.
Yeah, no
And,
problem, man.
hey.
I love to talk Hawkeyes, so this is easy.
Let's do it. Let's talk
Yeah.
Hawkeyes. How at 3-2, kind of you've seen every home game. I think most people know you go to every home game. You're right there in the front row of the north end zone.
Uh-huh.
Have been for a few years now, right? How long have you been?
I've been there since the renovation, since the very first time that you could sit that close, because
Yeah.
I was in the north end zone before. Basically, what happened with me was in the year 2000, I started getting season tickets,
Okay.
and I had 4 tickets, and it cost $450 for 4 tickets for the season.
That's
Yeah.
extremely low.
Also, I think we played one less game at that time, maybe 2. I
Okay.
think we only played 11, right? Yeah, we went. I remember going 10-1 in 2002, right?
No, I think we played 12 at that time. I think 12 has been pretty standard since.
Has it? Because I could have sworn we only played 11 plus the bowl game. But yeah.
Now
Anyway.
you're gonna make me look stuff up. And
Yeah,
go
there.
Go ahead.
I feel like that 12th game was an added game at some point, but maybe not. But anyway, I mean, if you look over the course of the records over the course of years, you can see that there's years they played less games than they play now.
Right.
But anyway, I started getting season tickets. That was when I grew up going to games. My grandparents started taking me when I was, I don't know, 8 years old, maybe even 6. And they sat in the front row on the 10-yard line, and which was a great seat for a kid. There were times I couldn't see much because you're right, the opposing team's bench was right there. So like their cheerleaders and stuff would be there and everything. And you know, anything that went down on the other side of the field, you had to be able to see over the top of their bench, you know, to really see it. But Anyway, so I started out in the south end zone. In the year 2000, the south end zone was where the band was, but the student section was on the north west corner. Not even in the end zone, but that whole section on the side right there, that was the student section.
Okay.
So then somewhere around like 2005, I think, they resat everything. They did some renovations in the south end zone. And they resat everything and all the people, and they moved the student section where it is now.
Okay.
So all the
by
people
tunnel.
that sat in the north end zone at that time, they changed over to the south end zone because they wanted to be over there with that energy that they were used to, you know. And so I had to at that time I wasn't even going. I was on the road. I couldn't even go to any games anymore. I maybe went to one a year, but I didn't even use my own tickets at that time. But we kept them in my name. A buddy of mine bought them all those years and kept them in my name. And basically post-COVID, I started going to games again. But at that time, we switched to the north end zone, but there was a mezzanine there, and they had those bleachers that were kind of on the field. I don't know if you were ever out, back then. So we were in the front row of that section, but then there was those bleachers and everything.
Okay.
So then when the north end zone got renovated and I renewed my tickets, I had tickets since the year 2000. I was pretty high up on the food chain as far as seniority and everything when you were picking your seats. So front row, I've been there ever since, and it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. I have a buddy who has seats in the north. Well, his dad has the seats in the north end zone too. And so I'll probably, I haven't finalized it yet, but I'll probably be there for Penn State week.
Oh, nice.
And I think I'm more on where you sit, but I'm on the other side of the end zone.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, like I'm section 137 on the east side, like more east. Yeah.
I'm more towards the press box.
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Right there on the end where you walk down, and you can actually walk down to where you go to be on the field.
Yeah, you're over there by Hawkeye Elvis.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Except he's not Hawkeye Elvis anymore. He's just Greg.
Right. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, just Greg.
Just Greg.
So,
but I mean, I love what happened just organically there. Like the north end zone turned into a fucking crazy fan fest. Every once in a while you get a prude or two that doesn't get it, but you just tell them, like, and I'm in the front, so I'm never going to not be able to see. So if there's a little kid or something behind me, I try to stay bent over. I try to stay slumped over, but like, because, people don't like it when you stand up in front of them and you deal with shit like that. But if you're in the north end zone, it's be the 12th man or stay home, dude. Like, you're there to make noise and make it really hard on the other team. And I mean, why go if you're not gonna? Watch it on TV. Like, you're there to enhance the experience. You're there to help the team. And like, if you don't want to help, if you want them to win, why aren't you out of your mind on third down every single time, at least on third down?
Yeah.
But they get backed up to the end zone. I'm out of my mind. I won't let anybody sit down. I turn around and start yelling at people at how bad they suck if they're not loud enough. Like, there's probably some people that think I'm a dick.
Maybe
probably more than some that think I'm a dick.
Maybe
the people that love me really love me, and they're on board.
Yeah, I'm on board with what you're doing there in the north end zone and the energy that everybody's bringing. So,
like, I actually remember one game. I had a girlfriend at the time, and she said that some guy like behind us was like, "Who the fuck's this guy think he is?"
Yeah,
I'm the goddamn mayor. That's who.
Love it. So I'll have to try to match your energy. I don't know if I can match your energy, Bill, but dude, I'll try to bring my voice.
I got at least 10 years on you. You better be able to match my energy, and I'm not even in good shape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like I don't do it all the time. I maybe make it to one a year where I can because it's not my tickets, you know. I may be lucky into one a year or one every other year.
Yeah, it's
So,
crazy. Now I pay about $1,100 for 2 tickets.
gosh,
Used
yeah,
to
I
pay
just can't. I
four
just can't.
for 4.
I can't condone that kind of cost right now. So,
Well, I mean, you mean you can't rationalize that cost? It's not.
sorry, not condone. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
like
rationalize it for myself. Sorry,
right.
that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah,
Don't fucking chastise me for buying season tickets, you son of a bitch.
sorry,
I'm
Bill.
contributing to the joy that these guys provide you.
Yes. No, and for me, I love it when a team is backed up at that end zone because I already
Yeah,
know what's going to happen.
yeah.
I already know.
Dude, Indiana, man, we couldn't face them. I gotta admit, like, usually you can draw a false start or two a game, and
Yep.
Indiana did the thing, dude. They didn't commit any penalties.
Right.
I mean, they had a handful, but they didn't like no false starts, nothing like that, and
Yeah, that was.
that really helped them. Yeah, I mean,
I haven't.
Gronowski getting hurt, I think, was basically where it ended.
Yes.
Although there's a lot of people complaining at that time, and I think one thing that they don't remember, and I may even be misremembering this. I think basically we just needed to get 1 first down at that point,
Yeah.
and then just run the ball, run the clock, kick the field goal, which
Mhm.
I think he makes it if that's the case. Like I think it was just a perfect storm of shit why he missed it, but I think if we get that first down and it gets under 2 minutes and we can run the clock down to 15, 10, and I think if we get that first down, we also get some more yards, maybe even run it into the end zone,
Right.
So it's just that first down. And if I remember right, we threw like a screen pass on like 3rd and 5
Yes.
and just didn't execute it. Like,
No, we didn't.
but it was there.
It was easily there.
Yeah.
And Tim Lester actually went on record and said if it was executed correctly, it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, probably.
So if it had just been executed by the quarterback, pretty much would have been a touchdown. So that's the frustration I think that fans have too, is that like.
But you can't. I feel for the kid, man. I mean, he comes in.
Mhm.
It's not like he came in. Because the thing is, like, if your starter gets hurt in like the first quarter, even the second quarter, the backup's still kind of warm from warm-ups and stuff. Like, he doesn't have to quickly get ready and go out on the field. And I mean, he does, but he's got still some juices flowing. In this
Yep.
case, it's the last drive of the fourth quarter. And
Right.
it's winning time. Here you go, kid that hasn't taken a snap all season. Like, you can't be mad at him. You can't be mad. I'm pissed off that Gronowski got hurt. It's game over if he doesn't. There's no doubt in my mind. Game over, we win.
Yeah, I would agree because he was out dueling the Mendoza kid. Really, like their stats were roughly similar, and Gronowski was having a great game. It was looking like he could bring it home. So
I think he was gonna.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because you get that 3rd and 5 with him back there. Now you got his legs too.
Yes, exactly.
Like, we said once his legs got taken out of the game, we were fucked.
Right.
And we finally got that quarterback that we've wanted since CJ Beathard. A guy that can get some yards. It's college football, man. We got to stop running our offense like it's the NFL. I mean, to some extent. Now, I realize that we are a developmental program, and the idea is to put guys in the NFL, and the reason the NFL likes our guys is because they're ready to play right away.
Yes.
And that's fine defensively. But offensively, we've got to start running. And again, I don't think our offense was bad last game.
No.
But I'll tell you one thing about Indiana that really I and I feel like we could have ran the ball down their throat even more in the second half than we did.
Yeah.
I think they were wearing down, and from where I sit, this is the first time, I swear to you, that I looked out on the field and our guys were clearly way bigger than their guys. Like
Huh.
our offensive line compared to their defensive line, we dwarfed them. And so I'm thinking run it down their throat. Now, obviously, maybe Indiana's built for a little more speed than we are, and I think that's what they rely on defensively
They do.
on their front line,
They 100% rely on speed.
Yeah. And so, that's your matchup. But they were wearing down. Those no gains and those 2-yard gains were becoming 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, just keep shoving it down their throat. And I was like yelling from my seat, they're too little. They're too little.
Yeah. It did look that way on TV too. Like,
Did it?
It didn't look like we were physically like so much bigger, but it looks like there was a lot to be had there to running the ball.
Yeah.
Specifically with Mark. But
Yeah.
then, that went away and that was the ball game. Let's talk about him though, because it sounds like he really actually has a chance to play this weekend. Just
He's
based off
QB1 on the depth chart.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that watches the pressers and pay. I do none of that stuff.
Sure.
A lot of it's just superstition based.
Okay.
I don't like to do any pregame hype. I don't want to know who's out for us or who's out for them so that I have some expectation like that. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want to watch people's predictions and what they think the score is going to be. None of that.
So you don't want to watch our show? No. I'm kidding.
When we win the game, I obsessively consume everything after that for that game. I'll rewatch the game 2 or 3 times. If we lose, I don't rewatch it. But if we win, I'll watch it 2 or 3 times. I usually make sure I watch it Friday night before the next game. Because I gotta get ready. It's a serious job that I have. I gotta backwards scout teams.
Gosh.
No, but honestly, like I listen to every post game interview. Also, if it's a home game, I'm driving home, so I'm listening to whatever's going on.
Huh. I might be exactly the opposite.
Really?
I don't really know why. I might be more of I guess I don't watch the Kirk Ferentz press conference things, but I read about it, I guess is what I should say.
Well, I say that to say this. If you have seen this stuff, what has been said? Because all I know is he's listed as QB1.
Yeah, he's listed as QB1. I think what Kirk has said is he's progressing well. It's not a season-ending injury. He's playing it pretty coy, making it sound like Gronowski has a chance. But we won't really know until game time.
He's not fucking playing.
So it's but we're hearing that all 3 quarterbacks are going to be ready. So I don't know. People behind the scenes seem to think that he is playing.
Yeah. Who's behind the scenes?
Well, reporting from people like Hawkeye Insider and other people who cover the team. Like
Listicow and stuff?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Eichel, Clough, Bach, those guys. That's mainly who I tap into. Those guys seem to be thinking that he's going to play. But also,
obviously we had the bye week, so that helped. Right. It just man, if he can play this week, why couldn't he go back in the fucking game?
That's the real question. But I think it was more of that's tough because it was 2 weeks ago. So I think that bye week helped him. That extra week.
Yeah, had we played last week, he's probably out, I'm sure.
Definitely out if we had played last week.
What did he hurt ultimately? What was it ever disclosed what actually is wrong?
No, we don't know actually the extent. I think it's something with his knee,
The knee that he had surgery on?
Not the one that he had surgery on. I think it was the other one.
Jesus fuck.
So
We're so snake bitten at that position.
I know.
Like on some level, we're just snake bitten. It's not like everybody sucks. It's just like, I mean, you get down to fourth stringers half the fucking time. What are you gonna do?
Right. Do you remember the angry Iowa running back hating God? The Black Heart Gold Pants guys wrote about that.
No.
They called it the angry Iowa running back hating God when we kept having running back injuries. I think this all kind of started right around, like you remember that year with Drew Tate where he's like with the third string fullback as his running back.
Yeah, Sam Brownlee.
Yeah, it's like Sam Brownlee out there who was
The Emmitsburg Express.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where that started because injuries kept happening.
And like I remember Marcus Schnorr even got hurt.
Right.
Like he was our third string guy.
Yeah. So it just kept getting worse and worse. Well,
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a reincarnation of that with the quarterback.
Who's that? I mean, I think a lot about running backs that didn't keep playing, that didn't play 4 years or that we lost.
Right.
That I mean, I look back at like that Brandon Wager and Adam Robinson combination. That was insane. And they were freshmen.
Yeah.
Like, good God, we could have had those guys 3 more years. That would have just been, we could have had a fucking. And then after that, Marcus Coker comes along and he's a fucking beast. And
Yeah.
we lose him. He transfers to Bethune-Cookman or some stupid shit. Stony Brook, I think. Like, I mean, I think about stuff like that a lot, you know, and I think that's where people don't give Kirk a fair shake sometimes. They don't take into consideration stuff like that. Or when you bring stuff like that up, they'll say things like, well, if he's so great, you overcome it. Well, we're not Ohio State. When you get to the fourth string, we're Central College.
Yeah. Well, that might be a little disrespectful to Central College because they're actually a D3 football powerhouse.
I know that, but they're not going to beat Ohio State. They're going to get beat by 100. And so when you get to the fourth string, it's like being a D3 team full of seniors, you know?
True. It's true. Yeah. So all that to say, I think he plays. I think they go trot him out there. I truly question how mobile he's going to be.
Yeah, which
that's
if he's not mobile, he better be able to put it on the money.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be back to that 10-point games again. I hope the punter's good. And, like, if he's not mobile, I mean, that's where we're going to be.
The other good news is that it sounds like Reese Vanderzee could play too.
Oh, yeah?
And that's the guy that a lot of people viewed as probably our best all-around wide receiver.
Yeah, even last year.
Yeah. So I think it would be big news if both Gronowski and Vanderzee can play in this one. I don't think that's necessarily going to swing my view of what the potential outcome could be because we haven't talked about Wisconsin yet. We're 25
Wisconsin looked a lot better last week.
Sure.
They looked like they sucked up until last week, and then they went in the big house and played pretty well.
Right. I was confused by that because I thought Michigan would blow the doors off of them. Really, truly.
Well, sometimes you just match up right, I guess, you know, and you just kind of find out. And then sometimes teams don't turn out to be as good as you thought. I mean, look at all the clown fans that were all lathered up over beating Kansas State. Turns out they're terrible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you just don't know yet. And I think we've consistently been better at the end of the year than we were at the beginning under Kirk Ferentz. We usually improve. So I don't know though, man. The schedule's tough. that Indiana game hurts. Like, we should have had that game, and hopefully that's not a turning point in a negative direction. Hopefully,
I think, yeah, I don't think it is. I think it might have been had it not been close at all.
yeah,
If it had been the blowout that some people projected,
right.
then I don't think it. I think it would have been pretty negative. I don't want to take a moral victory
No,
lap.
no, I thought we were gonna win that game going into it. I was like,
right.
fuck these guys, dude. Kinnick is where these teams come to die. Like,
True.
I'm not worried about this, and I really felt good about it. Honestly, I never said it out loud. That's another thing I don't do. I'm so superstitious, dude. Like, I never say those things out loud when I feel them, because every time I say it, like, one thing I have is if we run back the opening kick for a touchdown, I think we're going to lose. Thank God that didn't happen against Rutgers. But I actually had a show that night. I was watching the game when we ran the kickback. And of course, you're still excited about it. You're happy, right? So we run that kickback, and I'm like, sweet. And then I had to go on stage. And I said to myself right afterwards, I'm happy. And then I'm like, great. Now we're going to lose the fucking game. And then I come off stage, and it's like 14-7 Rutgers. And I'm like, yep, of course. There you go. Can't ever ride that momentum anywhere, Then we end up winning, and it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, it was. That's what I mean. Is there was positive momentum built from that Rutgers game. It continued up until we lost to Indiana. But I think the bye week kind of comes at a nice time where you can rest.
Did we have an injury on defense somewhere? Do we have a linebacker go down or something? I thought I read somewhere that somebody or a position changed or something.
Yeah, we're actually – I don't know if it's due to an injury. I think they're just pulling Jaden Harrell, the guy who started at middle linebacker. They're putting in Jaden Montgomery, whose dad is Jerry Montgomery. I don't know if you remember that name. Jerry Montgomery. He actually coached D-line for us, I think.
Okay.
And his dad played D-line.
Lou? I just remember Lou Montgomery, running back in the day.
No, I don't think they're related. I could be wrong. But
that was the first time I started getting annoyed when the cliche of crowds when somebody has a double vowel name, or double vowel sounding name. So like Lou Montgomery, every time he carried the ball, they'd all go, Lou, the whole crowd, Lou. Then, of course, the announcers, oh, they're not booing. And now it's Coop or anybody with a stupid double vowel. They'll even do, like, Vanderzee. I bet they'll go Z or something when you catch it.
I hope not. I hope we won't do Z. That just sounds dumb.
They'll just make something that goes E. Or like it's even gone to, like, fucking the Steelers. When Freiermuth catches a pass, they're like, move in the crowd.
I'm a Packers fan. Everybody used to love John Kuhn. It would always be Kuhn.
Yeah.
I
hate it so much. It's the most non-creative, dumb thing. I hate that shit, dude. Any of that non-creative, all those stupid cliche things, they drive me nuts. Time for people to stop doing that.
All right.
Like, I love Cooper DeJean. And I wanted people to shut up every time he did something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And everybody around me knows I hate it. My friends will text me, Coo, a whole bunch of O's. Coo. I'm also a Cowboy fan. So, like, last year before, when Amari Cooper was playing for the Cowboys.
There you go.
Like, when everybody named Coop gets it, it's not unique. Like, stop.
Right. It needs to be a special reserve for, like,
very special players.
Yes. I would agree. Like,
anyway,
the best.
I'm sorry. I'm taking things off the rails here. This is what I do.
I love it, Bill. I
What do you
love it.
want to
We
get
haven't had
to?
a show go off the rails, so we need it. We need
Where do
it
you want to
'cause we're
get
always
to? Where are we at? Do you know anything about Wisconsin? I say fuck them.
I do know. I do know a little something about Wisconsin. They brought in a transfer quarterback from Maryland, but he got hurt, so now they are kind of rotating quarterbacks. And last week they played their third string quarterback voluntarily
Against Michigan?
against Michigan.
And they played that well with him, huh?
They played that well with him. So
Well,
I'm not
that's
sure.
scary. A little
Yeah,
scary.
I think they're going to roll him out, but they won't hesitate to use kind of the second string guy that they've got as well.
I don't think
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think the Wisconsin fans like their coach very much.
They don't. They're pretty much ready for it to be over, and I
Only
do
his
think
second year, isn't it?
year 4 actually.
Oh,
Time
it is? It's
Time
4?
flies. Time
Oh,
flies.
shit.
Yeah, year 4.
And they're not
really,
people aren't too patient anymore. Like they gave Captain Kirk like 5 years, kind of, sort of. You know,
Yeah, they did.
guys aren't getting that much anymore. I think that's why that record probably won't ever get broken, because
You're right on track.
people get fired too fast.
Yeah, now you get 3 years max. You get 3 years maximum, really.
Well, and honestly, it's a little more fair too because of the transfer portal. Like you can reload on some players.
It didn't exist.
And coach them up if you're good enough, you know.
Yeah, transfer portal, NIL, revenue sharing, all of that. If you can get that going in your favor, then you can turn it around pretty quickly. But yeah, I don't think Fickle's turning it around, and moreover, he kind of tried to change the identity of Wisconsin football.
Right.
Tried to make them like this spread, throw the ball over the yard team, and that just will never work.
No, they're Wisconsin's 400-pound lineman and Ron Dane. Like,
yeah, that's what they should be about. They should be about running the football, being a physical team, very much like Iowa. That's when they had success. They were doing
well, and we've always been kind of mirrors of each other.
Yeah,
and one of us would be better at it year to year.
That's
and we would never kick each other's ass. You know, it was pretty rare that I can remember dominating Wisconsin a few times, but it was pretty rare. And vice versa.
We did in the Fry era, but during the Ferentz era, that's been rare.
Right. Well, the Alvarez era.
Yeah, once they got Alvarez, it all changed.
Right.
So,
and from him, and then he's still the AD, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so he's still got his fingerprints on it. I'm surprised he hired that kid.
Yeah, but he was the hot commodity at the time.
Yeah, true.
Everybody loved him. Everybody, because he had taken Cincinnati to the playoffs, right? And it was kind of a major feat to take a team like Cincinnati to the playoffs.
Yeah, but they play in a shit conference. Like, it doesn't mean anything, you know?
They weren't Big 12 at the time when Fickle took them there.
Yeah, we were something even worse.
American, yeah, they were American.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just fucking, come on. I mean, look at the Big 12, for example. I mean, somebody's got the easiest road to the playoff in the world in that conference.
Yeah. I would agree.
Garbage ass conference.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, that's kind of the state of Wisconsin. I think their fans are kind of very out. I mean, they were having fire Fickle chants.
Yeah, I've heard. I heard it.
Home game.
I heard it.
So
I was laughing.
Yeah, and if it's a repeat of last year, because when we went 42-10 in Iowa City last year against Wisconsin, it's anything like that in Madison. This is it.
Oh, I agree. If we were, but we're not gonna beat them like that this year. I don't think.
I don't think so, because I don't know if you heard about this, but they have been doing 42 push-ups after workouts all off season.
for giving up 42 points
for
to
giving up 42 points to Iowa last
the
year.
worst offense in the world.
Yeah, pretty much that's what they said verbatim. Was like, you never hear about them putting up 42 points in a game.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
have this.
that would be pretty awesome to do that again.
Right. And we did that with Brendan Sullivan. Really no passing game to speak of.
Yeah, but it was at home, and our defense was better last year than it is this year.
I would agree.
A lot more turnovers, a lot more, they're coming around though. They're playing well. The defense definitely always gets better throughout the year. And
True.
I think Xavier's had a really good year. It's been nice to see him flying around and just hitting people.
Yeah, I love Entringer too. Entringer's been flying around and getting the accolades now, finally, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely going to play on Sundays. He was
so?
big in that Indiana game.
Huge.
He had a couple of fourth down stops in that Indiana game.
Yeah.
Where he's flying into the backfield. That was awesome stuff.
Yeah.
One thing was, we talked about how bad Wisconsin is. One thing that they do well is stop the run. So they're like actually number one in rush yards allowed. Like that means they're the best at not giving up rushing yards.
Yeah, so we
have to throw
on that. Yeah, or maybe we don't.
Maybe we don't.
The thing is, how they gave up plenty of rushing yards against Michigan. First,
right?
Who did they play before Michigan? We're only 5 games into the season.
They played Alabama. Alabama threw the ball all over them, though.
Yeah, did Alabama whoop their tail?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is what it is, right?
Right.
So who'd they play besides that?
Not much of anybody.
Besides Alabama and Michigan, right?
Yeah, it's pretty skewed. I mean, they played Maryland. They had a home loss to Maryland. That's probably what really started the Fire Fickle.
Yes.
Thing.
That's
Maryland beating them 27-10.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's Miami of Ohio, Middle Tennessee State, right? So it's not
right. So that's a
like
deceptive stat to me. We're not gonna go in there and not try to run the ball. There's no way. It's not ever gonna be what we do.
No, I wasn't thinking that either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying though, majority, like a major. What I mean is, based on that, I don't think we're not going to be able to run the ball because they're that good at stopping the run.
I would agree. We're still going to try to force the issue, especially if Gronowski is limited in some capacity. We're still going to, and if we do have to go to a backup quarterback, we're just going to lean into the run even harder.
Mm-hmm.
So
also, there's how deep are they on their defensive line?
Yeah, I don't really know.
If they're not real deep there, we should be able to wear them down.
I do think the strength of their defense isn't their defensive line, it's their linebackers.
Linebackers, yeah.
Their linebackers are playing well this year, whereas they didn't have great linebacker play last year. They had awful linebacker play, actually. I do know they brought in a lot of transfers on the defensive line. So there may be some sort of depth there, but I don't think it's like Iowa's depth. Iowa feels good about 8 or 9 guys. I think Wisconsin feels good about 5 or 6 guys.
Right. And that's what makes me feel like we should be able to lean on them a bit, And I think as the year goes on, I feel like our offensive line should get stronger.
Yeah, and
I also, I don't think our offensive line's been the same since Chris Doyle, to be honest. Much as I hate to say it, I just don't think that I think with him it was a little more I don't know anything, by the way. But I think that maybe it's a little looser now. I think he was a little more, he tightened the reins a little more. I think maybe he was a little more on top of guys' diets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really don't. You'd have to talk to a player that was there when he was there and when he wasn't.
I
But
mean, we hired the guy who was his top assistant.
right, and that's what I had hoped for, and I'm hoping that it's the same.
I think similar but different, right? They relaxed some things that I think needed to be.
Sure. Yeah.
Things that we found out that we knew weren't.
Right, but those had nothing to do with strength and conditioning.
I would agree. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Had nothing to do with that. Yeah.
So I feel like there's something changed within that. Just whatever the regiments are, whatever the diets are, whatever something. I feel like something must have changed in that realm, but I don't know. It could just be I remember Ferentz saying something about this being like last year. Oh, it's the most talented line I've had. Something,
I do think this year's offensive line is pretty good. I mean, I don't want
to. Right, and I think so too. They look better than they have in a couple of years.
Well, I don't want to quote PFF grades, but like everybody that started for us was first at their position, except for a dunker who was second. That was going into the Indiana game. So coming out of that, I don't know where we stand now, but I mean, people who quote unquote grade offensive line play for a living would tell you that we have one of the 5 best in the country.
Right. And Dunker, I'm surprised he's the one that was second.
I know. What I've been really thrilled with is both the guys they've been playing at left tackle have both been good when they're in there. Like, I was really concerned that we were just going to have this gaping hole at left tackle coming into the year because we had guys who hadn't really played at that spot, and they've been like the best part of our offensive line, the guys who have barely played.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But
yeah, I'll be curious to see what everything looks like next week. I wish we knew what the injury was.
Right.
So that we could at least have something in our heads.
Do you think I think it may be a little bit of gamesmanship from the Iowa side of things. You don't
like he's 100%.
Or like not saying what the
or not going to play,
right?
Or they don't want to know they don't want to tell them what the injury is to exploit a weakness on some level. But
yeah,
if you watch tape, it's an obvious leg injury,
obvious knee injury. Yeah, very obvious knee injury.
Yeah, so like if that's the case, you already know his mobility is affected. Period.
Or is it more like they want them to because you'd have to game.
They want them to think his mobility is affected and it's not.
Or is it more of like you want them to game plan for Gronowski and then have Brown out there because Brown is better as a passer than Gronowski. Brown is probably our best pure passer.
Supposedly,
I think so.
What the fuck are you gauging that off of, Andrew? You've never seen him play.
Preseason.
Oh, yeah. Way to go.
What I've seen on tape from his time at Auburn.
I don't give a shit, dude. I want to see what you did in the game.
Okay. All right. I'm with you.
I'm done with this. I'm done with this guy's really good in practice shit. What's he do when the lights are on? I remember when Deacon Hill started being our quarterback, everybody talked about what a gunslinger he was.
Yeah, that was a little bit excessive.
That's what I'm saying. It's all bullshit. Let me see what happens on the field. Hank Brown came into an impossible situation 2 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm not going to hold that against him. But I'm not going to be optimistic by any means.
I don't know if I'm being optimistic. I'm more just looking at him as a player.
Yeah.
What I know about him as a player from his time at Auburn. and from the preseason fall camp reports, what
Sure.
Tim Lester has said.
He's the better pure passer.
Yeah, right. So
Well,
it's two
I wish
different
you'd have
game
thrown
plans.
a pure green pass.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's all I'm getting at. Is it could be two different game plans. Make Wisconsin have.
No, I think you're right. I think that's probably. Ferentz has always held stuff close to the vest. He's always been that way.
Bingo.
So I'm not. But I just wish I knew. We don't have to tell the world. Just call me. Tell me.
Well, we'll find a direct line to Kirk and let him.
I feel like if he had my number, he'd call me.
Yeah.
Because I'm important. I'm the man.
There you go. It'd be great. He probably would.
Like if the cops ever come over and talk to me, I'm like, dude, I'm your boss. What are you doing? What are you talking to?
Nice.
No, it's fun though. I've been there so long now. Like the photographers come over and fist bump me, and like.
Oh, are you friends with the guy who runs like the Hawkeye Images on Twitter?
Yeah, yep. I keep forgetting his name, but yes,
Yeah.
he takes great pictures. I've got pictures on my wall that he's taken of me.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
he's
awesome.
actually messaged me pictures privately.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and then there's the other dude that's always he's I can't. God, I feel like an asshole for not remembering his name. Did you watch that 48 hours and Carver or whatever thing that was on Big Ten Network about when we beat Michigan State at the buzzer, like had that huge comeback, and then Caitlin Clark hit a buzzer beater the next day.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
When Caitlin Clark's running, we hit that shot against Michigan State, and she's running because they're getting ready to practice. She's running around.
Yeah.
They interview one of the photographers. He talks about all the shots that he got and why he went over where he went and all that. And that guy's always there. He came over and fist bumped me the other day. And so like a lot, the security guys come over, some of them. But there's been times, man, like a couple years ago, I was a lot better behaved last year. 2 years ago, I cussed out some cops a couple different times. But they don't really come around me now.
Yeah.
I think maybe they had a meeting. They're like, dude, you're fucking with the mayor. Like, that dude's harmless. He's just intense and wants to win the game.
I see.
But I get it, dude. If you don't know me, like, look at the picture from the Indiana game, right?
Yep.
Remember that picture that we showed on my podcast?
Yep.
That was right after the interception. That doesn't look like a guy that's happy, but I'm ecstatic at that moment. You know what I mean?
Like a guy who's ready to go to war or something.
That's what I'm saying, and that's I have to be on some level. I have to be cognizant of that. Like I have to understand what my face looks like, because to somebody that doesn't know me, I look like a ticking time bomb. I'm sure there's cops sitting there like, this dude could go off the rails at any minute, jump out on the field and punch somebody. Like I look like that guy to them.
I see. Yeah, but knowing you, that's not.
Yeah, anyone that knows me knows I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But if you don't, and I need to know that on some level,
Sure.
There's one guy that I apologized to like the next game because I've ripped him a new one. And, but
good on you for apologizing. I probably would have just let it roll. Just let it be.
It's gonna be weird though. I'm right there the whole fucking season. You know what I mean?
See.
Like,
I see.
You gotta patch shit like that up, man.
That's true. It's true. Sometimes
I also find myself drinking slightly less at the games.
Hey, that may be a contributing factor to your behavior.
I think it may be, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Dead stone cold sober. I'm still a lunatic when it comes to the Hawks, man.
Me too, only I'm not in the stadium.
That's where I don't have any control over my emotions. Like I actually, in therapy even, like just everything just throughout life, I've tried to really work on not responding emotionally right away, not, all that stuff, and thinking a little more, taking a breath, that kind of stuff.
Right.
When it comes to an Iowa football or basketball game, that shit is out the window. I'd lose all of it.
Yeah, I'm the
And
same
maybe
way.
it's healthy. Maybe that's my outlet for it, and maybe that will help me be better in my daily life. If I just have that couple of hours where I can just throw fits like a baby, scream and yell. You know what I mean? Like, there's been times during, especially basketball games, where I literally want to like stomp my feet and scream like a 4-year-old. Like, that's what I feel like doing.
Yeah. Right.
So like, I don't know, maybe it's good. Maybe, you look like an idiot to people that don't understand it, but
For sure. Yep.
maybe it's a nice look. Maybe that's the outlet that I need at the end of the day, so that I don't act like that all the time.
Yeah, you're making me have maybe a moment of self-realization because I'm very much the same way. I realize I don't react like that to other things in life. And maybe
Right.
even sometimes when I could be like justified in having a more emotional reaction, I don't,
Yeah.
because I let it all out at Iowa Hawkeye Athletics
Yeah.
rather than everything else in life.
Yeah. And maybe that's
You
a
know,
good thing, right?
maybe it's a bad thing. Who knows?
Well, it just
But
depends on what's going on elsewhere, like the way I am, and I've gotten better over the years as far as like how, when and if I'm critical about things. Like, I mean, I'm 47 years old now. Go back to the early 2000s, mid 2000s, I'm in my 20s, early 30s. I would be on Twitter, Facebook, talking all kinds of shit about players by
ooh,
name. I didn't I never added people or anything, but like, like I can even so much as the last 10 years, I can remember talking shit about like Jordan Bohannon not being able to guard people and stuff. Like,
right.
and then at one point I just realized, like, and that's when I just started blaming the refs for everything. And now it's just a thing where I just find a way to blame the refs. I don't care what happened in the game.
I love that.
I find a way to blame the refs because I don't like I said, this runs through my blood from the time I was 8 years old until now. My grandparents started this. This is a core memory. Going to Kinnick Stadium is a core memory for me.
Yeah.
It's a part of who I am. And I think about all the joy that's provided me this whole time. And 39, let's just call it 8 years old, 39 years. I've had some of the most happiest, joyful times because of Hawkeye sports, not just because they won a game, but the people I was with when they won the game, the people that I was hugging and jumping up and down with. Like, when I was on the road for consistently all the time and my son would be home, like the Michigan State game in 2009, when the McNutt, when that put us at 9-0.
Yep.
That game, I was in Red Wing, Minnesota, doing a one-nighter at a bar that didn't have the Big Ten Network on their TVs. So I watched up until like the start of the fourth quarter. I watched it in my hotel and went to the bar at the very last minute before the show. And I walked outside. Next door to that bar was a sports bar. So me and the
Oh,
comic that was with me went outside and we could see the game through the windows. So there's TVs everywhere. So I stood out in the street and watched that play with no sound. I'm obviously the only Iowa fan around, and I don't have anything identifying me as an Iowa fan because I'm about to do a show. And
right.
neither does the other comic. But he was in Iowa. He was from here too, also a Hawkeye fan. And that happened, and we lost our minds. We're jumping up and down out in the street. People are looking out the window at us like, what the fuck? And my phone rings, and it's my son. Did you see that game? You know what I mean? And 2009, he was 7 or 8, maybe.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, and then we've always been W back in the day. Where my grandparents sat is still in that same corner. And so we were always W. And there was this guy that sat by them that had because this is when you couldn't get booze in the stadium, you know. This guy was always he's a fun drunk. He wasn't an idiot, you know, but he was always half stewed, you know, and he had those binoculars that were flasks that you screwed off, you know, they look like binoculars, and he'd drink out of that the whole game.
Oh yeah.
And he'd just yell W for everything. And it was because the cheerleaders were always over by us. And so the cheerleaders would try to get us to do cheers, you know, they'd be like, yell, hi, you know, yell, go. And he'd just go, W. Like, so we've always been the W flag, right? And so I've kept that going in my section. When I get down there, everybody starts yelling W at me. Like when I see people and we know we're all W right away. Game hasn't even started yet. And my grandma is still alive. She's the last grandparent I have left. And every Hawkeye victory, we text W to each other.
Love it.
So like that all has been happening my entire life. So how could I possibly criticize these players? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other thing I realized, and now they're getting paid, and it's a little different. I understand that. But the other thing that I realized was these victories that just crush me, or these losses that just crush me, these like the Indiana game, the Minnesota game when Cooper ran the punt back, the fair catch thing, like those crushing defeats. I don't care who fucked up. Whoever fucked up, I know is hurting 100 times more than I am. The guys that actually lost the game on the field, it's hurting them more than it hurts me. Yep. Like I think about when I go home after a loss like Indiana, and all I'm thinking about is what could have happened differently. You know, like, oh, if we would have just had this happen, like multiply that by 500. That's what the players are doing.
Yeah.
Except they were actually there, and they're thinking, if I would have just broke left a second earlier, if I would have, you know, they're all saying that to themselves all night long. And so if you know all that's happening, what kind of dick, you know, and I came around on like booing our own team. How do you expect them? Do you want them to win the game or not? Like, how do you expect them to perform when their own crowd's booing them, you know?
Yeah, I've never been a fan of booing your own team, like even in the most extreme situations.
And even coaches, like when everybody'd be yelling "Fire Brian" and stuff, I was like, dude, this is stupid. Why would you be yelling that in the middle of the game that this team's trying to win right now? It ain't got shit to do with Brian. Like, you're here to get behind the players, dude.
Right. And like, what is yelling that in the stadium?
What's it accomplishing?
Achieve? Yeah.
No, you're just being a shithead and looking at your friends going, look, we made a sign. We're hilarious. Because these guys came down. These guys came down one game by my seats and had like a sheet that they pulled out that said "Fire Brian" on it. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I was like, get that shit. Go somewhere else with that bullshit. Like, I got all over him. Like, this is fucking stupid. Like, I just can't stand. And I remember it's another thing. It was we were playing Michigan in 2001 when Brad Banks was a junior and Kyle McCann was a senior, and he was our quarterback.
Yep.
And Brad Banks would come in every once in a while, and we would all get pissed off because every time he came in, we scored or something. Our offense looked better every time he was on the field.
Yeah.
In that Michigan game, he took us down the field every time he was in the game, and we're all like, Brad Banks is the guy. And there was kind of a key drive towards the end where he took off running and he stepped out of bounds just a tad bit early and didn't get the first down. And I think that's what
vaguely
made
remember
them.
this.
I think that's what made them not run him out there for the last drive. And I distinctly remember as Kyle McCann ran out onto the field for the last drive, the whole crowd booed. It was the whole crowd. I mean, from where I was sitting, that's what it sounded like. As soon as you see Kyle McCann trotting out there. And that was a game-winning drive. And I remember C.J. Jones, wide open, ran a post route, was wide open, would have won the game. And McCann overthrew him by 15 yards. And he was literally all by himself. He could have underthrew that ball. And I remember going back to our tailgate after the game. And at this time, 2001, I was barely 21 years old, 22. And a bunch of guys I went to school with, we were there tailgating. And one of them was our quarterback in high school. And he was saying, like, how you expect him to go out and win the game when he runs out there and his home crowd's booing him like that? Like, what the fuck kind of stupid shit is that? And so from that moment on, I realized, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, what good did that do us? Do we not want to win the game anymore or something?
Yeah.
You know? So those type of things. And so I'm a little more understanding. You can see, like, my son, you know, he's 23 years old. He gets a little crazy. And I got to be like, dude, chill, you know?
Yeah.
I see myself in him a lot, though.
Yeah.
I want to shake him every once in a while and be like, no, dude, you're going to cringe at this shit when you get older.
You're jogging so many memories for me because you brought up that Michigan State game and how you were going crazy. And maybe I've told this story before, but it was my junior year of college. And I think that was right around Halloween time. I'm at Central College.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at Central College at this time. And my buddies and I, we actually gathered in like our common area to like watch all this game together. They had like a huge party to like bring everybody together and watch football because the dorm director or whatever was a huge Iowa fan.
Yeah.
But after that happened, my buddy and I whip our shirts off, and we're not physically fit at all. We go running around. I kid you not. We went around every major dorm on Central's campus. There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And they all have like 3 or 4 floors. And we went around every floor screaming the Iowa fight song at the top of our lungs.
That's awesome. I
and
love
just
it.
ran around the entire campus. And we weren't drunk, so we didn't get in trouble. Right?
Yeah.
We were just sober, so elated.
Happy as shit.
And I mean, it wasn't like I had like a ringtone. I had like the Iowa fight song as a ringtone. So I'm holding my phone
And just
and
running
playing
around.
the ringtone on repeat,
Yeah.
running
That's
around
awesome.
because we didn't even have like Spotify or anything like that
Yeah.
at that point in time.
I think a lot about times, a lot of my favorite memories are when I was the only Iowa fan there in the room or, you know,
Ooh.
like, and then I'm calling people, you know, like, when we beat UConn, when UConn came in number 1, Dean Oliver's senior year, and or no, it was the next year after Dean Oliver's senior year.
Okay.
UConn beat us out of the tournament the year before, and then the next season, Alexander Hamilton had left, but they still had Khalid Al-Amin, and they came in number 1, and we played them like it might have been the first game of the season even, and it was. I remember my buddy Jason Price was our point guard that game, and he D'd him up something terrible, and we beat UConn. They were number 1, and I remember calling my buddy. I was at a bar on the south side. No, it wasn't a bar. It was Okaboji. It was a restaurant. They closed it since then, but it was Okaboji Bar and Grill. Everybody's in there just eating dinner and shit. I'm fucking standing up, calling charges, like I'm going crazy. Everybody's staring at me, making fun of me. We win the game. I go outside. I call my buddy who's in Oregon, had moved to Oregon, and I'm like, "Did you see that shit?" Number 1. And I can see people looking at me out in the window. I'm out in the parking lot. Yeah, that's number 1. And I'm going crazy. Everybody fucking laughing at me, pointing at me and shit. I remember I was in Topeka, Kansas. We were playing Syracuse, and we had like 2. We had to do like 2. We had to stop them on like 2 or 3 fourth downs on the goal line to win the game. Like there'd be like a penalty that was an automatic first down, and then we had to do it again.
You talking about the
Something like
Syracuse game with the
Yes.
goal line stand?
Yes. I was in Topeka,
the Jason
Kansas.
Manson game.
Yeah. I was in Topeka, Kansas by myself in the bar. I was doing a show at this place later on that night, and so I went to where I was doing the show. It was like a sports bar, and then they had a kind of a theater-like thing in the back. So I was sitting in this sports. I think if I remember right, it was called Jeremiah Bullfrogs. And
yeah, I've heard of
Topeka,
that actually.
Kansas. And so I sat in the bar, watched the game I had to ask somebody to put the Iowa game on one TV out of all the TVs. I was the only one watching the Iowa game, and just losing my mind the whole time.
Gosh, good memories.
But yeah.
Last one, and then I think we'll take a break. We'll take a little break, Bill.
We'll break. Shit, we're over an hour. We probably got to get out of here soon, right?
Yeah, take a break, and then I will make a prediction. I know you don't like to make predictions. I will to carry the show. But one more memory before we take a break here. Capital One Bowl, the Tate Holloway. Everybody remembers that. But I was at a house party with a lot of Iowa fans. I'm only 15, 16 at the time.
Yeah.
Everybody else there decides for whatever reason to go upstairs. I'm down in the basement in front of my family friend's big screen TV. I'm locked in until the final second, because that's the thing about me. I lock in until the final second.
Yeah, everybody quit, right? Everybody had quit.
Everybody quit on me.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of known at this time for maybe making things up, sensationalizing things. You know?
So nobody saw it but you?
Nobody saw it but me. And I start going nuts in the basement, and they think
You're
just
full of shit.
full of it, and I'm running upstairs. I'm like, no, I'm telling the truth. I'm not Boy Who Cried Wolf this time. Come on down. Good thing they showed that replay like 5 or 6 times, because they didn't believe me. So I had everybody in my family and friends believing me. Finally, it took me going nuts for them.
I had like my son always loved being around me and my friends because we were just such lunatics. And like I remember there was a whiteout at Penn State where Adrian Claiborne blocked a punt and ran it back for a touchdown. That was like a really big game. And a buddy of him, I think that was 09, wasn't it? Yeah. That's when Musburger was like, "You are watching one of the smartest teams," blah, blah, blah. And a buddy of mine had a really old Hawkeye shirt on that we'd been making fun of all day. And when he ran that punt back, we all ripped that shirt off of him. And it was just this huge. And my son thought that was the greatest. He was like in first grade. It's like, that's the greatest thing he's ever seen. And that Capital One Bowl, I remember that because of just the difference in emotions. Because like when LSU, we started out that game just whooping their ass, just dominate.
Yes.
And then they score to take the lead, and it was like it was over. And we're just like how crushing that was, the span of time and the emotions. You were dominating, and this happened, and you are just the lowest of the low. Yeah. And then that play happens, and everyone, I mean, I can't believe the house survived it. Like, there had to have been at least 10 of us all just complete dog pile on each other. I mean, nobody got injured is a miracle. All that stuff. Like,
yeah.
And I know we're not alone. We're not the only group of people that are doing that shit.
No, we're not. Do you know who the quarterback was in that Capital One game for LSU? You know who that was?
Marcus Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus Russell. So.
And they also had somebody else that was like number 1 draft pick either right before or right after him.
Yeah.
Or Jamarcus Russell didn't start that game.
That's kind of how it went. Is Jamarcus Russell didn't start that game, and then he came in, and then they started winning.
And that's why we always feel like the backup quarterback's going to beat us.
Yeah. Jamarcus Russell.
Great. They put in another guy, and he's going to be better. When historically, that's not the case at all. But that one time, it's always like, oh, this only happens to us. Of course, backup quarterback has a game of his life against us.
Okay. I did say one more, but truly, one more. I got one more. My RA, my sophomore year, was the biggest Penn State fan I've ever met. 2008. That's the Sean Green game.
Oh, yeah.
Where Daniel Murray kicks the field goal and wins at the end.
My son mimicked that for years. That's another one where he called me. I was in a hotel. I was in Jackson, Tennessee. I was in a hotel room watching it by myself, wondering if I was going to get kicked out because I was losing my mind. And then my son calls. He loved Sean Green. He loved Daniel Murray.
Yeah.
He used to run through the yard and slide on his knees like he made that field goal.
So best, that was a great memory, but the best part of it all was my RA had left for the weekend. Before the weekend, he had told us about the marshmallow tradition. Apparently, Penn State students used to take the big puffy marshmallows and throw them at opposing fans.
Oh, yeah.
He said, don't be so annoying that you'll have to make me do that. So we found out that if you lick one side of a marshmallow and stick it to a wooden door, it'll stay. So we licked a bunch of marshmallows and put it all over his door after the game. We also printed pictures of Joe Pa and put devil horns. We didn't realize how prophetic that would be.
Yeah. That turned out all right.
But we put up devil horns on Joe Pa and all this stuff and put it all over his door. So yeah, that was
I remember when all that first happened, the amount of Penn State fans that were like, he's just an old man, leave him alone. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back and then we'll wrap things up.
All right, man.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
Gentlemen, let's be honest. Finding the perfect gift for your wife or girlfriend isn't always easy. You want something thoughtful, stylish, and unique. And that's exactly what you'll find at Styled by JJ Boutique. Julia Bradshaw and her team strive to be your go-to boutique for casual, boho, and chic clothing and accessories, helping women elevate their style one piece at a time. Located right here in Johnston, Iowa, Styled by JJ brings trendy, high-quality fashion that boosts confidence without breaking the bank. So, if you're looking for a gift that says, I get you, instead of I tried, head to Styled by JJ Boutique. Because nothing makes her smile like feeling beautiful. Styled by JJ Boutique, where style meets confidence. Visit our Johnston location or shop online at styledbyjjboutique.com.
Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
All right. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Chair shots and chokeholds come in at 7:30. Chris, just let me know. Got my first ever wrap it up early because we are always wrapping it up early here on Oxeye View. So thanks, Bill.
He said to check your text or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad. I don't check my text during the show, Chris. I lock in just like I do during Iowa games. But we'll hope that the Iowa football team is locked in. Bill, thank you. Like this
absolutely,
has been awesome.
Man. It was a blast.
If we had more time, I feel like we could have gone for 3 hours. But
absolutely, I love talking about the Hawks. I love the Hawks.
Yeah, me too. I think Iowa's going to win this weekend. Seen a lot of predictions. I'm going to go 27-14. I think it's pretty close. And then Iowa just tacks on a late touchdown to kind of pull away at the end.
So you think we're up 20-14 and we tack one on?
Tack one on. Yeah, tack one on in the fourth quarter.
It's crazy. That's the exact opposite of what we ever do.
I know.
It's 20-14 and we bite our nails until somebody hopefully gets a turnover on their last drive.
Yeah, I think we'll do the opposite this time.
Because it's not 21-14, so we're all sick to our stomachs because if they get a touchdown, kick an extra point, they win the game.
That's what makes it Iowa. Is it's not
100%.
21-14, it's 20-14.
Yeah. We have to get that one more, otherwise.
Yep.
I find myself that's my thing. Like I always like, okay, just be up by 3 scores. Like 3 scores is my thing. Get up by 17. Get up by 17 points in the fourth quarter, and we should be good.
Yeah. Well, I do think it'll be fun because it's a trophy game. It's in Madison. It's at night. So, yeah, it'll be a great night, and hopefully we'll be bringing the trophy back home again. So, be nice.
You're right. I hope that, last year we were obviously better than them, and I hope that we're still enough better than them that we win this game in their place. Wishing one hand, shit in the other. I don't have any idea. I'm not gonna predict a score. I just really hope we win.
There we go. And we will. But thank you everybody for listening. Thank you again, Bill, for being here on Short
Absolutely,
Notice.
man. Thanks for having me.
Stay tuned for Chair Shots and Chokeholds. That's a great show. Appreciate you all listening. Have a great night. As always, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Talking football, talking hoops, every sport in between. IOWA, yeah, you know what I mean. From a Hawks eye view, see the whole state rise. With a heart so strong and fire in our eyes. On the field, on the court, in the stands we shine.